Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Top coin. If you've ever come across an old quarter in your pocket change and thought, is this worth anything more than 25 cents? You're not alone. And today's spotlight is on a coin that might just surprise you. The 1987 United States quarter dollar. That's right. The good old quarter you may have used in vending machines, payphones, or laundromats back in the day could now be worth much more. So grab your magnifying glass and your coin jar, because you might just be sitting on a tiny treasure. In this video, we're diving deep into the story behind the 1987 quarter, its hidden history, how much it could be worth today, and what rare versions collectors are paying top dollar for right now. Let's roll the clock back to 1987. Ronald Reagan was president. Dirty Dancing was lighting up movie screens, and the U.S. Mint was hard at work producing coins for the American people. Among those coins was the Washington quarter, a design that had been in use since 1932, originally created to commemorate the 200th birthday of George Washington, the nation's first president. By 1987, the Washington quarter had seen decades of circulation. But this particular year, 1987, holds a few interesting stories that make it stand out to collectors. First off, no quarter-proof coins were made for circulation that year. That's right, proof sets were produced. But if you come across a 1987 quarter with a mirror-like finish, you could be holding something special, especially if it's still in pristine condition. The 1987 quarter was minted in 3 primary locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. If you look closely at the right side of the obverse, just near George Washington's ponytail, you'll see a little letter. That's the mint mark. A P means Philadelphia, a D means Denver, and an S means San Francisco. Philadelphia and Denver produced hundreds of millions of quarters that year, so the average circulated 1987 P and 1987 D quarters aren't super rare yet. But condition and errors change everything, and we'll get to that in just a moment. Now here's the kicker. The San Francisco Mint only produced proof coins. These coins were made with special dyes, giving them that sharp, mirror-like background and frosted image. These coins never entered circulation, but once in a while, one escapes. If you ever find an S mint mark in your pocket change, do not spend it. The 1987 quarter is part of the traditional clad series. It's made of a copper-nickel composition, copper on the inside, nickel on the outside, giving it that classic silver shine. It weighs about 5.67 grams and has a diameter of 24.3 millimeters. The front features a left-facing portrait of George Washington, originally sculpted by John Flanagan. Around the edges are the words, "Liberty, in God we trust." And of course, the year, 1987. On the back, you'll see the heraldic eagle with outstretched wings, holding arrows and olive branches. This is a powerful symbol of peace and readiness for war, a balance our country always strives to maintain. Now for the moment you've been waiting for. What is this coin worth today? If you're holding a 1987 quarter that's been through decades of pocket change, the value is probably face value, 25 cents. But if that coin is in uncirculated condition, or what collectors call mint state, the value begins to rise significantly. A 1987 P or D quarter graded MS 65, that's mint state 65, can sell for anywhere between $5 and $15. However, in higher grades, such as MS 67 or even MS 68, these coins become much more desirable. Fewer examples exist in such perfect condition, and collectors pay premiums for them. We're talking prices that can jump up to $200 or more for pristine examples. The real excitement comes with error coins. Error coins are the dream of every coin collector. And yes, 1987 quarters have been found with various types of errors that dramatically increase their value. Some known 1987 quarter errors include off-center strikes, where the design isn't properly aligned with the blank coin, creating a shifted image; double dies, where parts of the coin look like they've been stamped twice. Look for doubled letters or numbers, especially on Liberty or the date; clipped planchets, where a chunk of the coin is literally missing due to a mistake during production. Depending on the severity and rarity of the error, these coins can sell for hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Yes, thousands. One off-center 1987 quarter fetched nearly $700 at auction because of its striking misalignment. As of today, The current melt value of a 1987 quarter is around $0.05852119. That's the value of its metal content. Not much, right? But remember, coin collecting isn't just about melt value. It's about condition, rarity, demand, and historical interest. And in that arena, the 1987 quarter is absolutely worth checking out. Some listings on online marketplaces show 1987 quarters in MS 67 conditions selling for $80, $100, or even higher. Proof versions from San Francisco, still in their holders, can fetch $10 to $25 depending on their grade. And then there are the lucky finds, those coins with bizarre errors that make collectors go wild. So, what should you do next? Go check your change. Look in your drawers. Dig through your old piggy banks. If you find a 1987 quarter, take a closer look. Is it shiny? Is the strike sharp? Is there something odd about the way the letters look? If so, it might be worth far more than 25 cents. Let me know in the comments if you've ever found a rare coin or if you're starting your coin collecting journey today. And if you enjoyed this deep dive into the 1987 quarter, don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe for more coin videos, and hit the bell so you never miss an upload, because you never know which coin in your pocket could be worth a fortune. Thanks for watching and happy treasure hunting. Check out our video on the rare 1970 quarter, one of the most valuable quarters out there. Or dive into the mystery of the 2004 Wisconsin quarter with the extra leaf error that sold for thousands. Subscribe for more coin facts, history, and hidden gems right here on the channel. If you're new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any of our coin collecting deep dives and hidden treasure discoveries. Because today, we're talking about a coin that might just be hiding in your pocket or piggy bank right now. That's right, we're diving deep into the world of the 1993 United States quarter dollar. You might be thinking, it's just a quarter. What's so special about it? Well, let me tell you, this seemingly ordinary coin can be worth a lot more than just 25 cents. In fact, some of these quarters are fetching serious cash from collectors, and we're talking up to hundreds, even thousands of dollars in some cases. So grab a snack, sit back, and stay with me to the end, because we're about to uncover the full value, history, rarity, and market secrets of the 1993 quarter that could put money in your pocket. Let's start with the history of this fascinating coin. The 1993 United States quarter is part of the Washington Quarter series, a design that began way back in 1932 to honor the 200th birthday of George Washington, the first president of the United States. The design was meant to be temporary, but people loved it so much, it stuck around for decades. By the time 1993 rolled around, the Washington quarter had already become a staple in American currency. But that year in particular was unique for a few interesting reasons. The obverse of the coin, meaning the front side, features the iconic profile of George Washington, designed by John Flanagan. The reverse, or back side, at that time still showed the heraldic eagle, wings spread wide, clutching arrows and olive branches, a symbol of peace and strength. It wasn't until 1999 that the U.S. Mint introduced the State Quarters program, which replaced the eagle design with state-specific artwork. That means the 1993 quarter was one of the last few years before this major transition. That alone adds a touch of historical significance to it. But hold on, it gets better. Let's talk numbers. In 1993, quarters were minted in three main locations: Philadelphia, no mint mark; Denver, D mint mark; San Francisco, S mint mark. For proof coins, only the Philadelphia Mint produced approximately 639 million quarters. The Denver Mint made about 645 million. That's over a billion quarters combined. So yeah, they're not exactly rare in quantity. But here's the thing, condition and variety are everything in coin collecting. A 1993 quarter that's been circulated, worn down, and scratched is usually worth just 25 cents, or maybe slightly more if silver prices go up. But a mint condition, error coin, or a proof quarter can be worth far, far more. Now let's talk about the real excitement. The 1993 quarters that are worth big money. So what should you be looking for? That's right. Sometimes, mistakes happen at the mint, like double die errors, off-center strikes, clipped planchets, or die cracks. These types of errors make coins unique, and collectors go wild for them. A 1993 quarter with a double die reverse, meaning the design on the back was stamped twice, could be worth hundreds of dollars. depending on the clarity and severity of the doubling. An off-center error, where the design is misaligned, can sell for $50 to $300 or more, especially if it's dramatically off-center and still has a visible date. And clip planchet errors, where a piece of the coin is literally missing due to a mistake during production, have sold at auction for over $100. If you have a 1993 S-proof quarter, those are the ones struck in San Francisco with a shiny, mirror-like finish, you're looking at something special. These were never meant for circulation and were sold in sets to collectors. If you've got a proof coin still sealed in its original packaging, or better yet, graded PR69 or PR70, it could be worth $5 to $30, depending on demand and condition. Now here's where things get juicy. If you have a 1993 quarter that's been graded by a professional service like PCGS or NGC as MS67 or higher, meaning it's basically flawless, it can be worth $100 or more. And the highest graded coins, an MS68 could fetch $600 to $1,000, depending on the buyer and auction. Yes, you heard that right. A quarter, worth $1,000. That's 4,000 times its face value. Talk about a profit. Now, let's take a look at the current market value of the 1993 quarter as of today. The average 1993 quarter in circulated condition is still worth about its face value of 25 cents. However, due to inflation and metal content changes, its melt value is roughly 5 to 6 cents, though that's not the important part for collectors. What matters is rarity, condition, and demand. The market average for a pristine 1993 quarter in MS65 condition is around $5 to $15. Not bad for something that might be sitting in your pocket. And as of recent auction records, some rare varieties and errors have sold for upwards of $585.21, depending on condition and certification. So yes, a tiny piece of 1993 could be hiding in plain sight, worth way more than you ever imagined. So how can you tell if you have a jackpot quarter? Here are a few tips. Look for mint marks, P, D, or S, under the word. In God we trust on the obverse. Check for errors, doubling, misstrikes, cracks, and off-centers. Use a magnifying glass. You'd be surprised what small details can mean big bucks. Check the edges. Look for clean reading or signs of clipping. Get it graded. If it looks flawless, professional grading could unlock its full value. So, the next time you get change back from the store, don't just toss it in a jar. Take a closer look. You might be holding a 1993 quarter that could be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Do you have one of these coins? Drop a comment below and let me know. And if you enjoyed this deep dive into coin history and value, be sure to like this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe for more numismatic treasures. Thanks for watching, and as always, happy hunting, treasure seekers, where we dive deep into the world of coins, collectibles, and hidden treasures you might just have sitting in your pocket or tucked away in an old drawer. Today, we're going to take a journey through time and money as we talk about one of the most fascinating and potentially valuable coins in recent U.S. history, the 1998 United States quarter dollar. Yes, you heard that right. The regular-looking 1998 quarter might just be worth way more than 25 cents. In fact, depending on a few key details, this coin could fetch hundreds, even thousands of dollars on the collector's market today. So if you've got a coin jar nearby, you might want to start digging through it because this is one coin you definitely don't want to overlook. Grab a coffee, sit back, and stay tuned, because this is going to be one heck of a ride through numismatic history. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to look for, why this coin is special, and how much it could really be worth right now. Let's get into it. Let's rewind the clock to the year 1998. Bill Clinton was in the White House. Titanic was winning Oscars, and Google was just being founded. It was also the final year before a major turning point in the history of the American quarter, the launch of the 50-state quarters program in 1999. That makes the 1998 quarter the last of the classic Eagleback Washington quarters before a whole new series took over. The obverse side of the 1998 quarter features the iconic portrait of George Washington designed by John Flanagan, a design that had been in use since 1932. On the reverse, you'll see the majestic bald eagle with wings spread wide, perched on a bundle of arrows, symbolizing strength, with olive branches beneath it for peace. This design has been a staple of American currency for decades and holds deep national symbolism, because it marked the end of an era, The 1998 quarter is a significant piece of U.S. coinage history. Millions were minted, sure, but what sets certain 1998 quarters apart? And what could make yours extremely valuable are the unique varieties, mint errors, and conditions that collectors are always on the hunt for. The 1998 quarter was struck at three main mints: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. You can identify where your coin was minted by looking for the mint mark on the obverse side of the coin, just to the right of Washington's ponytail. No mint mark? That's Philadelphia. A D mint mark? That's Denver. DNS mint mark? That's San Francisco, and those were mostly proof coins. Here's where things get interesting. The Philadelphia Mint produced over 896 million quarters that year. Denver followed close behind with around 821 million. The San Francisco Mint struck about 2.1 million proof coins, which were never meant for circulation and are usually sold to collectors in sets that ISO with numbers that large. You might be wondering, why are some 1998 quarters worth more than just face value? Well, it all comes down to condition, rarity, mint errors, and collector demand. Let's talk treasure. There are a few key things that can turn your average 25-cent piece into a serious payday. Mint errors, die varieties, and pristine condition are the big three. Double die obverse. DDO, one of the most sought-after error types, is the double die. This happens when the coin is struck by a die that has been misaligned, causing the design to appear doubled. Look closely at the lettering, especially "In God We Trust" or "Liberty." If you see even the slightest doubling, your coin could be worth big bucks. Off-center strikes. These errors occur when the coin blank isn't properly aligned in the press. A significant off-center strike, say 10% or more, especially if the date is still visible, can fetch between $50 and $250 depending on how dramatic the error is. Clip planchets. This error results in a coin with a curved clip or straight edge where a portion of the metal is missing. These can sell for around $30 to $100 or more, depending on the severity. Proof coins and cameos. If you have a 1998 S-proof quarter, especially one with deep cameo contrast, where the raised areas are frosty and the background is mirror-like, you might be holding a gem worth well over $50 if it's graded PR 69 or higher by a professional service like PCGS or NGC. High-grade business strike quarters. A regular 1998 P or D quarter in circulated condition is only worth face value. But if you've got one that's uncirculated or in mint state, especially MS66 or MS67, collectors are willing to pay $25 to over $100, depending on demand. Now, let's talk numbers. What are collectors paying right now for the 1998 quarter? As of the latest data, the average 1998 quarter in average circulated condition is still worth just 25 cents. But when we step into mint state territory or unique varieties, things get spicy. 1998 P quarter, MS67 up to $2001998. D quarter, MS67 around $1501998. S proof quarter, PR69 DCM between $50 and $100. Rare mint errors, double die, off center. Clip planchet anywhere from $30 to over $500. Graded and certified rarities. Coins authenticated and graded by PCGS or NGC can easily surpass $1,000 if the error is significant and the condition is superb. And for those keeping up with market fluctuations, the current base metal melt value of a quarter minted in 1998 isn't very high, about $0.05852119, based on its copper and nickel composition. But the collector value? That's where the money is. So how can you tell if your 1998 quarter is worth something more than a trip to the vending machine? Here's a quick checklist. Check the mint mark, P, D, or S. Inspect for errors. Look for doubling, off-centers, clipped edges, or weak strikes. Evaluate the condition. Is it shiny, sharp, and scratch-free? You might have a gem. Compare against grading standards. Learn what MS65, MS66, MS67 really mean. Use a magnifying glass or loupe. The smallest details can mean a big difference to SO. There you have it. The 1998 United States quarter dollar. A coin with more story and value than meets the eye. Whether you're a seasoned collector or someone just starting out, it's amazing to think about the history, the minting process, and the hidden gems you might find in your change. Have you found a rare or valuable 1998 quarter? Let us know in the comments below. We'd love to hear your stories. And if you've got a coin you want us to review or talk about in a future video, drop that in the comments too. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up if you learned something new, subscribe to the channel for more deep dives into collectible coins, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss a single hidden treasure. Until next time, happy hunting, and remember, sometimes the greatest treasures are right in your own pocket. Today, we're going to dive deep into the story, the value, and the mystery behind the 1999 United States quarter dollar, and trust me, by the end of this video, you'll be checking every single quarter you come across. Let's go back in time to 1999. A brand new century was just around the corner. Y2K fears were in the air. And the US Mint had just kicked off something revolutionary, the 50-state quarters program. United States, the goal? To release a unique quarter for each of the 50 states over a 10-year span, starting in 1999 and ending in 2008. This was the biggest change to US coinage in decades. Each design would represent the heritage, culture, and identity of each state. The first 5 quarters released in 1999 were for Delaware, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Georgia, and Connecticut. These coins quickly gained attention not just from collectors, but from everyday Americans. Each coin featured George Washington on the obverse, the front, but the reverse had a new custom design for the state it represented. These designs were beautiful, symbolic, and instantly iconic. Now, here's where it gets juicy. Not all 1999 quarters are created equal. While millions were minted, certain quarters from that year have errors, special mint marks, or uncirculated conditions that make them extremely valuable. 1999 P. Delaware Spitting Horse Error. One of the most famous and sought-after error coins. This version of the Delaware quarter has what looks like a line or spit coming out of the horse's mouth. It's actually a die crack, but collectors love it. Some have sold for over $100 depending on condition. Proof coins from San Francisco Mint. S mark. If you see an S mark on your 1999 quarter, it was made in San Francisco. Some of these proof coins were struck in 90% silver, and if kept in pristine condition, can fetch upwards of $30 to $100, and that's just the starting point. Mint state, MS 67 and higher. If your 1999 quarter is in mint state condition, with no wear, scratches, or dings, and graded by a professional service like PCGS or NGC, its value skyrockets. Some MS 67 graded coins have sold for over $500, and in rare cases, close to $1,000. Off-center strikes, double dies, and clipped planchets. These are rare minting errors that can make a coin incredibly unique. Prices vary wildly, but the rarer and more dramatic the error, the higher the value. Now let's talk about the current market value. Right now, a regular 1999 quarter from your pocket might still only be worth 25 cents, but some rare variants are selling for as much as $585.2119 or more depending on condition and demand. Collectors are paying a premium for rare, error-free, or pristine condition coins. Auction sites and coin marketplaces show steady interest in 1999 quarters, especially those with the S mint mark, rare errors, or ultra-high grades. So, what's the takeaway? These quarters aren't just pieces of metal. They're part of a historic program, a beautiful artistic expression of America's states, and in some cases, a legitimate investment opportunity. Here's what to look for when you're checking your change or going through a coin collection. Mint marks. Look below the word, "In God We Trust," for letters like P, D, or S. P is Philadelphia, D is Denver, and S is San Francisco. S marks are often proof coins and can be worth more. Design details. Each state has its own unique design. Get familiar with the Delaware Spitting Horse or the intricacies of the Georgia Peach. Tiny details matter. Condition. Coins in mint state condition, with no signs of wear, hold the highest value. Keep them in protective sleeves or holders. Errors. Look closely. Use a magnifying glass. Any doubling of text, off-center images, cracks, or odd shapes. You might have a rare error coin. If you think you have a valuable 1999 quarter, what should you do? Get it graded by a professional like PCGS or NGC. Sell on trusted platforms like eBay, heritage auctions, or a reputable coin dealer. Join collector forums or Facebook groups to learn, trade, and find out what others are paying. Receipt. Remember, documentation and condition are everything. A certified coin with a high grade can make the difference between $5 and $500. So there you have it, folks. The 1999 United States quarter dollar is more than just spare change. It's a tiny treasure with history, art, mystery, and money-making potential packed into just 5.67 grams of metal. Now it's your turn. Go check your change. Dig through those coin jars. You never know what valuable surprise is waiting for you. If you found this video helpful or interesting, give it a thumbs up, subscribe for more amazing coin stories, and comment below if you've ever found a rare coin. Have a 1999 quarter in your collection? Tell us what state and condition it's in. We'd love to hear. And don't forget to hit that bell icon so you never miss another hidden treasure again. Until next time, keep collecting, keep exploring, and always check your change. Have you ever wondered if the change jingling in your pocket could be worth more than just 25 cents? What if I told you that a humble quarter minted in 2015 right here in the United States of America could be worth hundreds or even thousands of times more than its face value? That's right. The 2015 quarter, a coin you've likely spent without a second thought, might just be one of the most overlooked modern treasures sitting in plain sight. In this video, we are diving deep into the world of numismatics, the study and collection of currency, and we're about to uncover the story, rarity, historical significance, and most importantly, the shocking current market value of the 2015 U.S. quarter dollar. In 2010, the United States Mint launched a breathtaking series called America the Beautiful, a celebration of our nation's most iconic national parks and historic sites. Each year, 5 new designs were released, and in 2015, 5 beautiful quarters joined this elite lineup. These were Homestead National Monument of America in Nebraska, Kisatchie National Forest in Louisiana, Blue Ridge Parkway in North Carolina, Bombay Hook National Wildlife Refuge in Delaware, and Saratoga National Historical Park in New York. Each of these coins tells a story, from the rugged forests of Kisatchie to the powerful handshake on the Saratoga quarter, symbolizing British surrender during the Revolutionary War. These are not just coins, they are miniature canvases of American history. Now let's talk about why collectors are going wild over these quarters. While most 2015 quarters are still only worth 25 cents, a select few rare variations and mint errors have skyrocketed in value. And this is where things get really exciting. For example, some Homestead quarters from the Philadelphia Mint feature a dramatic double die error. This is where the design appears slightly doubled due to a misalignment during the minting process. To the untrained eye, it might just look like an imperfection, but to a collector, it's a golden ticket. These error coins have sold for up to $100 or more, depending on their condition. And that's not all. Quarters with struck-through errors, off-center strikes, or even coins minted on the wrong planchet. These anomalies can fetch hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Okay, so now you're probably itching to go through your change jar. But what exactly should you be looking for? Here are a few key things to keep an eye out for. Look for strong, visible doubling on text or architectural details. Check for mint marks. P for Philadelphia, D for Denver, and S for San Francisco. Seek out proof coins with mirror-like finishes. Usually not found in circulation, watch for off-center strikes or abnormal shapes. Any coin that just looks different, trust your gut and inspect it closely. Some of these quarters were minted in relatively low quantities, and the rarer the mint and condition, the higher the value. Let's talk numbers. The face value of a quarter is just 25 cents. But on the collector's market, a rare 2015 quarter can be worth so much more. In fact, some online valuation estimates peg the worth of certain error coins and pristine graded examples at up to $585.21. Yes, that's over $500 for a coin you might overlook in a parking meter. A Homestead quarter with a clear double die, certified by a top grading company like PCGS or NGC, can easily break the $100 mark. A perfectly preserved proof coin from the San Francisco Mint, that can sell for $10 to $50, sometimes more. And those extremely rare mint errors, the holy grail for collectors, can hit values in the hundreds. If you think you found a rare 2015 quarter, don't just toss it back into circulation. Here's what you should do. Handle it carefully. Oils from your fingers can degrade the surface. Use a magnifying glass or jeweler's loupe to inspect the details Compare it to verified images of known error coins. Consider submitting it to a professional grading service. And always check completed sales on platforms like eBay to get an idea of real-world value. So the next time you're handed change at a gas station or digging through your couch cushions, take a closer look. That 2015 quarter could be a hidden gem, a valuable piece of history, or even the start of a lifelong coin-collecting journey. Coins like these remind us that history isn't just in textbooks. Sometimes it's in our pockets. Keep looking, stay curious, and who knows, you might just strike silver. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the 2015 US quarter dollar, hit that like button, subscribe for more hidden treasure content, and drop a comment telling us what rare coins you've found. Have a coin you want us to cover next? Let us know. Your pocket change could be the next big story.